Mic check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to So Bloom, the place where growth gets real, healing isn't linear, and emotional intelligence takes center stage. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So I got the squad with me. I got Mr. Extra Chris Classic today. Classic with it.
What up?
I got Mr. Jamel Shelton with the gun shows.
Yes, sir. Maestro.
Over there. Next. And we got Dr. Curtis Jasper. What up, brother?
What's good, man? Glad to be here.
Loving that hoodie. Now, we're here to let you guys know that no matter what storm you're currently going through, there's always room to grow. So Bloom. We got an esteemed special guest today, Mr. Ash Cash. What up, sir?
Yeah.
Glad to have you,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
just to get a level set, where you from, God?
Yo, Harlem, NYC, home of the Hustlers, 129th Avenue.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
you know what I mean?
Yo, catch him. He said, catch him uptown. You know what I'm saying?
We need
We
some
don't go
Chicago
downtown.
guests. We need some Chicago guests on this spot, just so y'all
We
know.
will get some. We'll get some. You know what I'm saying? Now, for those who don't know, Mr. Ash Cass is the chief financial manager of Mind Right Money Management. He is the host of The Vault, one of the top 100 podcasts in the country, and has written over 40 books with 10 bestsellers.
Yes, sir.
My man is busy.
Yeah.
So we respect your time, sir.
Appreciate
For sure.
You know, we know time is money.
Yes, sir.
You know, and those minutes add up to millions. So that being said, I want to know, you chose personal development is going to be our topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Love it.
What made you choose that?
Man, when I think about my life and I think about, you know, everybody has a purpose in life. Like everybody was put here for a particular reason. When I think about my purpose is personal development, right? It's like every moment of my life, has been these moments that lead to other moments that lead to other moments, and that is the true definition of life, right? And I believe whatever your religion is, I believe if you read any of the doctrines, they say we're made in the image and likeness of God, right? So if you're made in the image and likeness of God, then how do you prove God? You prove God by being God, greatness on display. Right? And so being that greatness on display is like you have to use every moment of your life to show how you are a reflection of God. And I believe that because I have that understanding, I use my life as that.
Yes, sir.
As to just show, just to be a demonstration, especially because when I think about all the things that I've been through in life, where I am today, it only could be because of God. And in order to prove that God even exists, I have to just show that greatness. That's good, man. Development it is.
Yo, my man took us to church early on a Sunday. I'm here for
On
it.
a Sunday, we
They
love
said more money, more problems. I said, nah, more purpose, more profit.
Ooh.
The money only get funny when you're not working through God's promise. And you, my brother, are the embodiment of that. You know what
Y'all
I'm
New
saying?
Yorkers always got those one or
That's
two lines
bars,
that
though.
just
Don't
make
do that, man.
He don't need. Hey,
just make sense.
they
I'm
don't
giving
even
you heavy
see us.
props. I'm giving you
Look,
heavy.
Chris is neutral, but they don't even see us. Right? Chris is just came back. They don't even see us,
He
Maestro.
got now, we talk about personal development. And I'm looking at all you brothers. And
We need to
like,
switch seats.
I'm
just kidding.
You cannot have the big cup. You know, when I look at you brothers, I could attest to, since I know you guys personally, and if I even look at you professionally, I can see how you have scaled, right? When we talk about personal development, I think it's really important to realize that everybody doesn't think in that way.
Yeah.
You know, so what drives you in your personal development, brother?
I would say for me, it's two big things. Realizing that I wasn't given the tools, so now it's all about, okay, well, what are you gonna do now that you have control of your life, right? You played the blame game through your teenage years and early 20s, but what do you have to show for what you've been through? And then I'm looking at it from the other perspective of how my children potentially see me and how my behavior is informing what they think of themselves. What limits am I indirectly imposing on my kids based on how I limit myself? So personal development is incredible, but for me, as a father of 3, I'm looking at it like, well, if I don't develop myself personally, they're not going to believe me when I tell them that they need to be doing these things to develop.
Yeah,
themselves.
almost like you can't hold them to a standard that you yourself are not living up to.
Yeah, I can't tell them to go brush their teeth if my shit stinks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So,
Right.
it's that.
Yeah, I was told that this morning, but anyway. Jamel,
I just want to be a better version of myself.
but what prompts you to want that?
I think for my family, I think very, very similar to Chris, I have eyes that are looking at me, and not just my family, but I come from a very large family, and I'm one of the oldest, so I got cousins and nieces and nephews, and I just want to set an example for when you put your best foot forward, what could be the end result of that, right? What is life like if you do everything that you say that you're going to do and hold yourself accountable? I think earlier on, I was very centered around finances, and it's one of those things when you start checking these boxes, right? And so when you don't need the money, I want more money, but when you don't need the money, what other things are you looking to become better at? And I think for me, over the last 3 or 4 years has been really emotional intelligence, realizing that I don't have all these answers. I was not taught to how to be emotional intelligent, and looking at my relationship with my wife, there's some things that I've been struggling in, right? Holding myself accountable when she checks me, right? Not feeling triggered, or if I feel triggered, going back to the root of what's triggering me, and realizing for me that oftentimes it has nothing to do with my wife, but a lot of things that happened in my early inner child age that I, at that moment, I had not course corrected, and so I needed therapy. I needed to sit and reflect, and now that I lead Undugu, it's like very similar. How can you lead a movement of men wanting to be more emotional intelligent if you're not willing to do that very tough, necessary work yourself? So I just want to be a vessel to show what greatness can look like. And Lord knows I fall a lot, but I'm willing to get back on that horse and keep moving.
A vessel to show what greatness looks like.
That's greatness on display.
On display, right
Greatness
there.
on display, indeed. Indeed.
And you mentioned the triggers, so I'm gonna go to you next about what prompted you to want to work on your personal development. And I'm sure, as a doctor who speaks to people about this, you're gonna have a unique take. But also, how do you track your personal growth when triggered?
So yeah, that's a 3-pronged question. So I'll start off by saying my commitment to personal development is twofold, right? It's for the ancestors, including my parents, but it's also for me. I like me personally developing. Period. Like Snoop Dogg, I want to thank me.
Right.
And I've been doing this for 30-something years, right? I've never not sort of confronted myself with personally developed, right? And I've failed a lot in that. And I've done a lot of damage, but I've also done a lot of good. And so I get to enjoy me as I personally develop. And quite frankly, I like myself when I'm in that space. And what was the second part?
The second part was when Jamel referenced triggers, how can you track your personal growth when triggered?
That's good, right? Yeah, that's good, right? So there's a few distinctions that come up to mind. Trigger is opportunities to check on yourself to say, I need more healing and love and grace in that particular area, right? When you sign up to be triggered by a loving spouse, right? You get to be exposed both good, bad, and not so good. And so it's actually you and your mate against the trigger. She's just gifting you that you need more help in that area.
Wow.
Right?
Damn,
right?
that's
And so if you take her out of the equation and sort of go back to the gift that she's given, and then to you unto them, let me be clear, you actually signed up for it, and it's in direct correlation to the very things you needed work on prior to even meeting her.
The mirror work.
Now, Ash, it's obvious that you're a devout man, committed to God, faith, committed to your family. You teach people the financial literacy, but coming from Harlem, I'm sure you got a lot of educations. So how do you balance, and which do you hold in higher esteem, your EQ or your IQ?
I think what's the saying? All things work for your greater good. I don't really think you can separate them. You know what I'm saying? I think that your EQ and your IQ, like they all work together. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's just looking at both and just kind of seeing which, how they balance each other out, right? And so, I mean, I think for me, growing up in the streets, it allowed me to have a lot of emotional intelligence, right? Because if you show the wrong emotion at the wrong time, it could be life and death.
Now, is that emotional intelligence or emotional control?
No, it's emotional intelligence, right? It's knowing, how to display how I feel. Why do I feel how I feel? Why do you feel why you feel?
Yeah.
Right. So it's because the thing is that you could trigger me in a way that has nothing to do with me, but if I have emotional control, that just means I'm not even considering you.
Okay.
I'm considering me only.
The intelligence is needed to have the
right.
control.
Intelligence is needed to say, oh, I'm feeling this way. He made me feel this way, but why is he feeling this way? Like it's a lot that happens that you have to run through so fast, though.
Very much.
Right. So I don't have time to do it because if you step on my foot, I have a millisecond
Yeah.
to either react. If I react or don't react, that's emotional control, or I could run through real quick. All right. How did he approach? What's going on? Did he did it
Or if you're
maliciously?
the one that did it,
Right.
should I even apologize?
Right.
My bad, bro.
Right.
Like,
Right.
maybe that's, or like you said, that millisecond that you're referencing.
Right.
There's so many different scenarios and outcomes that could come from that.
Correct. And though, right, emotional intelligence is also if I know I'm wrong, but in the right, depending on my environment, I still may have to react a certain way depending on what's going on, right? And so the environment of the street that taught me that is what I take. So now when I'm in an environment where it may not necessarily be life or death, I can take it to the boardroom and still use that same emotional intelligence to know, all right, bro, this deal don't sound right. But you know what? This may be this
Stepping stone.
for
Right.
something else. So you know what? I'm gonna just go with it. And from an emotional intelligence perspective, I'm gonna rock with this deal that I know I might be not getting the best deal out of it initially, but there's something about Cristo that I know that maybe the second deal is going to be a better deal. So it's worth taking the, you know what I'm saying? And so I can't separate them, right? This is why you see a lot of smart people don't go nowhere, because they got a lot of intelligence and they're smart, but they don't have a lot of emotional intelligence. So they don't use that EQ. And so they think that it's all about, all right, I'm talented and I'm gonna use that talent. But that talent gets you nowhere because you didn't read the room right.
That
Wow.
One, you actually stole my next question, because I was going to ask you, like, what was the time in which your street smarts was able to help you in corporate, or not say corporate, but in the business world. But now that you touch on that, I'm almost led down a different path. Like, I feel like you may, how can I put this? Like, can you repeat what you said one more time, the last part you said?
You know it's one take, bro.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? So I don't remember exactly, but I know it was in reference to a lot of people being smart,
Oh, yes.
right, and talented and don't get nowhere because they don't. Yeah.
Well, they don't teach emotional intelligence.
Right.
Let's clear it. So the more you fed with just the indoctrination of whatever your educational source is, the emotional part, it's just not on the agenda.
Yeah, because you can't teach it per se. It's to the individual.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that skill set.
And honestly, I think emotional intelligence comes from experience, though.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of people are so afraid to have a lot of experiences, right? So they're so used to being in their shell, right? And so they don't venture off and they don't make a lot. This is why when people say, "Oh, fail fast," they think it's just something like this cliche. "Oh, fail fast." No, fail fast is very important, right? I've had so many, like our guy Hov said, right? I'm so far ahead of my time. I'm about to start another life. look behind you. I'm about to pass you twice, right? Like I've had so many experiences in life that I now, right? Contrast is the best thing in the world. Right? Contrast is the best thing. Right? Joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. Word to 50 Cent, right? Like, I've had so many contrasts in my life. So I've had the good, the bad, the ugly. So now I have a menu of things.
Yeah.
Right? I know every single, so now I can play in my head all of the different scenarios that could potentially happen because I've experienced so many things. And now I get to choose, right? Because I am a co-creator. I create my life.
Right.
And so because I create my life, I can say, you know what? Yo, let me get a little bit of this right here, put a sprinkle of this, and let me get some of that.
That's good.
Because I've had those experiences. What happens is a lot of people are so afraid to venture out, right? They're so safe, and they find this one thing that they love to do, and I'm only gonna do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, I like this. Let me come back to you. Let me go here. All right, let me get back to you. Let me get these experiences, especially because I believe that abundance is my birthright, right? So and is better than or. I don't have to choose. So I don't have a lack mentality. So if I got something good, I'm okay with saying I'm gonna leave that right there. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But some people are so focused on their lack that they get something good and they're like, I'm gonna stay right here. But the problem with staying right, they hold on to it. But the problem with that is that you stay there and you never experience nothing else, and then you get stuck because now you don't even know if that's it. Do you really like that?
Yeah,
That's good.
that's all you know.
That's
all you
good.
know.
My
No,
man
what
said,
I was gonna
and
say
is
is-
better than or.
Or yeah.
that's good.
Yo, your energy, bro, is like on 1,000 right
Hold
now.
on,
Bro,
I
listen.
lost the question before. I'm not gonna lose it again. Fuck that shit. Get in here. Application is more important than the priority, right?
Yes, sir.
You made reference of how many people get stuck on the one thing, and I give you a testimony because I watch you not only work on your own personal development, but lead others on theirs. And you teach people how to take all of these talents that they have and create books.
Yeah.
And I even know a couple of them personally, like Shauna. You know, she didn't know how to do her one woman play and went through your process and was able to not only do multiple of those, but write her own book. So when you are teaching people about how to convert an ideation into manifestation, what's your process and how do you walk them through that?
Yeah, so for me, I think everybody who has breath in their body needs to have some type of literature, right? Because the truth of the matter is every single one of us, again, we're put here for a particular purpose, right? And the only reason we care about our mortality is because we don't have intentionality about leaving things in the world. Like, I'm never gonna die, never, right? I'll be here forever. Probably, I know I'm gonna die in a physical, right? Because that's a given. But the Ash Cash will be here forever, right? Which is why I got 40 books. Which is why I impact so many people that there are millions. It's not an exaggeration.
Yeah.
There are millions of lives that I've touched that will at some point be like, yo, if it wasn't for Ash Cash, Ash Cash introduced me to this. I read this from whatever. So the name Ash Cash go live forever. So I believe every single one of us need to stop being selfish and only think about ourselves and think about what am I leaving back to the world, right? And so my process is really easy. I say every single person, if you have breath in your body, should follow the 4 E's, right? And the 4 E's, everybody needs a entry-level product or service, right? And so that is, who are you? What benefit do you have to the world, and how at the easiest way, how can you allow somebody into your world to benefit from your knowledge, right? Entry level product or service. Then you need an examination level product or service. So that's when they now say, man, I like this guy Mario. I want to learn more about him, right? So let me examine what he got to offer, right? And so now this could be going to a group. This could be a program. This could be buying a course. This could be something that lets them experience Mario a little better, right? Then the third one is elastic now, right? Because elastic means they keep coming back. Right? Elastic says, yo, nah, Mario's my guy. I rock with him. I want to be part of his world. He's my mentor. So I need something.
Make sure we clip this up.
Right?
Go ahead.
So I need something where I keep coming back, right? And then last but not least, you need an exclusive level product or service, right? Because Mario's time is worth a lot. And so not everybody could call Mario. Not everybody could, touch Mario. And so there's going to be those people that need more of that high touch, and that's where that exclusive level product or service comes in at. And so I always say start with the end. Right? Most people try and say, because of self-worth, they don't realize that you are the shit already. You came out the womb the shit, right? And so they try to work their way up. They try to say, all right, let me just see what the world wants from me, and then let me start from there. And then let me figure out this. Let me figure out that. I say start with the end in mind. Right? Start with the end in mind. What is the exclusive level product or service? Who are you at your highest? Right? Like whether it's monetarily, whatever it is, what is that highest level that somebody is willing to pay you to be a part of you? Right? And so you think about Chris Classic, right? And his ability to create, right? And create at such a high level. There is somebody that'll pay $100,000, $1 million to spend a day with this man. Right? Because what he's doing is their dream. Like I always thought about creating my own fragrance. I want to have my own whatever it is, right? Like there's something in him on an exclusive level that he could say, $1 million to spend a day with me and I'll teach you this thing. Whatever his exclusive level, I'll help you start your own business. I'll help you start your own fill in the blank. That's his exclusive level, right? And the reason why you start there, because once you start at the exclusive level and the highest, this is my highest value right now, now it's easier to work backwards, right? Nobody's buying a luxury Kia. Right? Because
no matter how many times LeBron tries to sell,
right? I don't care. Nobody's buying a luxury Kia. You know why? Because Kia came out was like, let me see if y'all could afford me first, and then let me work my way up. Nobody's gonna do that, right? But Tesla, right? I was gonna use Rolls Royce as an example, but Tesla is a perfect example. Tesla started out as a luxury car. If y'all don't know, right? It was a luxury car.
And took you time to get it.
It took you time to get it. And people were aspiring. I'm aspiring for that Tesla.
Right.
And when they drop them prices now, that's all you see on the road.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the process is that. Start with your highest value. Put that out to the world. Let people vie for that. Let people want your highest level. Right? Don't shrink down. Let people vie for your highest level and then work backwards, right? Because now it's an honor for people to get access to you every week. It's people are paying $100,000 to consult with you.
They feel lucky.
Yeah. It's an honor to be in your presence every week. Word, you know what? I can't afford that yet, but let me get his course.
Wow.
Let me get his book. Right? And let me aspire to that. And so that's the process, right? So even, salute to Shauna, right? When you talk about Shauna, I'm like, you see what you doing, fam? Like you've been on television, J-Lo, like you've NBC, like you've been on major stuff. You created your like what people should aspire. You've broke through the actor's hustle.
Facts.
So don't try to act like, no, you at this high level that anybody who wants to get into the acting game should be willing to pay you top dollar to spend a day with you.
Wow.
And then you work your way backwards.
You go ahead, bro.
To say, Ash, we see and the world sees the version of you right now.
Yeah.
But if you can bring us back to maybe Harlem, early childhood, when did you become this individual that we see today? Have you always been this person in terms of a desire for personal development? Where did this come from?
Yeah, in hindsight, I've always been this person. I don't know why. I don't know, again, if it was a purpose that was just implanted in me. But I was never satisfied with what I saw. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I started packing grocery bags at 8 years old at the local supermarket. And that was just because, my mother is an immigrant, right? She's from Haiti. My parents are from Haiti. And so my mother didn't speak good English. She was working factory jobs. And we didn't know anything about like welfare, anything like that. My dad left. And so you got this woman who's raising 3 kids. I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest of 3. So it's not even like I'm the oldest that was like, I'm the oldest. So nope, I'm the youngest. And at 8 years old, I'm watching my mother struggle, go to work, leave early, come back late, tired. Like she don't even got time to really talk to us, do nothing. And we struggling to eat. I'm observing what's happening, and I'm seeing every time me and my mom go to the supermarket, old ladies giving these little kids $1 every time they pack their bags.
Right.
So I said, we gonna do that then. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so I've always been
Which supermarket was it?
Bravos.
Bravo.
I'm trying to say if you know, you know.
I was gonna say Bravo and Pathmark. It had to be one of the two.
No. So Bravo.
We got to switch seats.
You know what I'm trying to say? So that started at 8. 12 years old, I'm on 125th Street selling mixtapes and T-shirts. As a vendor, I got my first job when I was 17 years old. Rest in peace, Blockbuster Videos.
Gotcha.
That was my first job. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been somebody who would look at my surroundings and say, "Nah, I know it's better.
Yeah.
I know it's more out there. So let me just go and right, just like you said, right? Like you want to be the best version of yourself. And I think it's a Scorpio thing though too, because you said earlier that I maybe you said it offline, but you were like, yo, I'm so hard on myself, right? Mm-hmm. That's me too. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't, in a weird way though, right? In a weird way, I never think what I do is enough, which is why I'm always reminding myself of my greatness, right?
Because you can always do more.
I could always do more. So there's this balance that I play with myself, pause, all the time, where I have to make sure.
That was a wonderful catch.
Yeah. Because I was
We good.
There's a balance where I know where I sit in other people's eyes. I know where I sit in other people's eyes.
That don't mean nothing to you.
But it don't mean nothing to me, right? But I also don't want to disrespect what I actually have done and where I sit in other people's eyes, but there's still this vision for me that says, bro, you're not even going as hard as you could.
So I have a question. Sorry to cut you off,
you
but
go
it's what do you assess right now in 2025 that you are lacking
Good question.
that you need to work on?
Yeah.
Because just naturally your confidence is on 1,000.
Yeah.
Right? And I desire that type of confidence.
Yeah.
And your energy is so big and grand. And it may appear as if you have it all figured out. And there are some people who are very reserved and quiet who may be intimidated by your presence and just even the texture and tone of your voice. But to humanize you a little bit or show the parts that God is still developing and the greatness that you're developing, give us some insight as to some personal things that you are actively working on and some of the things that you need more watering to be great.
Yeah, I think, and that's such a dope question, because the answer is probably going to shock you, but it's my confidence.
Really?
Right? Because
You never know.
right,
Yeah.
but the confidence is not the outward confidence of what I know, right? It's my confidence level of what I don't know.
Okay.
Right? And what I mean by that is I'm because I'm so hard on myself, because I don't like criticism. I'm not afraid of it, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
And so because I don't like it, I go where I'm loved, right? And so I curate a space where I go where I'm loved, right? Where I know I'm gonna get the love. I know it's not a hostile environment, right? And that feeds more into the confidence, right? Y'all my brothers.
Yeah.
Like y'all my brothers. So I come in here and I have this confidence because I know y'all not intimidated by me.
Yeah.
I know when I hug you like this, it's love. Like I say I love you.
Yeah.
I look you in your eyes and I can feel you in. So I know this is a safe space.
Right.
But when I'm afraid to go into the space where it's not love, but I'm still needed.
Give me an example of one of those spaces.
I give a perfect example, right? In this financial education space, I play the back, right? Like I'm next to the guys, but I don't play the front. I let and no, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody
right.
and say I let y'all get up front,
Right.
But I play the back. I play I play big bro. I play the major supporter. When I put out my podcast, like there's a lot of influencers who came through me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I don't want the spot. Right? Because where I'm from, the king get his head cut
Target.
off.
Right, for sure.
Right?
Sure.
And so even in this space, come on. Like my energy, but I've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah.
I choose the position that I'm in. Why? Because I want to stay loved.
Yeah.
I'm watching, and even you name them, the top of the top in the financial education space, they getting their heads cut off. If they do good, you get criticized. They're getting their heads cut off. And I'm sitting there like, all right. I don't feel sorry because having a top spot come with some bags, come with there's some perks that come with having the top spot, millions of followers, things of that nature. But I mean, for me, I'm a big Hov fan, so I'm gonna quote Hov.
Yeah, it's all good.
You the hip hop motivator, but you know what it is.
I don't want much. I drove every car.
Right.
There is not there is not an experience that I have not had. Nothing. There's nothing. There is nothing. I've traveled. I've money. The clothes. Whatever. There's nothing. And so in my head, is it worth it? Right. And so to your point, and this is I'm battling with this though, right? Because at the same time, my culture is still missing something, though, right? So even with all of the financial educators out there, me being the OG, right? When I came out, it was only Susie and Dave.
Right.
Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey. It wasn't. That's it.
Right.
I go that far.
Right.
And even my vision back then is still nobody's doing it yet. If you think about everybody who's in the space, there's still something missing. And I know I can fill that void, though. I know I can fill the void. But I ask myself every day, bro, you good. Yo, you married. Yo, y'all good. Monetarily, we good. My daughter go to the best school in Atlanta. Like, my kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I live in I'm good. I drive something nice. Like, so I'm good. And I feel like I'm giving just enough, right? The world thinks I'm killing it. The world is like, yo, Ash, yo, thank you. If it wasn't for you, yo, you put me on to this, blah, blah. And so that calms my ego. It's like, nah, you doing stuff.
But it's those drives home by yourself.
When on my drives home,
Yeah.
You wildin'.
Yeah.
You're not even.
I want to ask you another question because it actually really builds on what you're referencing.
Yeah.
Those drives home by yourself when it's just you in the room.
Yeah.
What's an emotion that you've had a hard time accepting or digesting, and how are you working through that?
I mean, the emotion that is like loss. I don't know how to deal with loss, and what I mean by that is that I don't mourn. Right? Like, and sometimes I wonder if that am I numb to it? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I numb to? Is there subconsciously an expectation of betrayal, or expectation of people not being loyal, or expectation of losing? Like, so I don't. Nothing phases me.
Do you think that's based on going through so much loss on your upbringing?
Yeah.
And if so, at what are you able to address at which loss the spout got turned off?
So I want to say that it was a buildup, because I think it was a buildup up until, sort of like my upbringing kind of helped that. But I'll say as recent. So my mom passed away 2019.
My condolences.
Thank you, sir. And I want to say that was probably like the moment that was like, all right, like life was, so 2019 was the worst year of my life. Worst year. I'm talking about like worst year. You name it, it was
Which
bad.
led right into the pandemic, which I'm sure didn't help.
Right. So it was like, my mom passed away. I've been with my wife now 21 years, but, at that moment, probably like 15, 16 years, we were going through some stuff. you know, my and it's crazy because even outwardly though, my business was thriving.
Still winning.
I'm still winning,
Yeah.
right? So 2019,
Public success,
Oh,
but
yeah.
feels like the personal failure.
it was crazy. Like 2019 was like, you know, even the pandemic. Pandemic was like I made the most money in my life, like during that time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, publicly I'm winning, but I want to say I started I turned cold, and I don't want to say I turned cold because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still trying to figure it out because it's twofold even where I had around that time I became so I gave my life to God. Like I said, I'm submitting to God 100% because I almost lost myself, right? Because like it's my mom. Like, yo, that's and I'm the youngest. I'm the favorite. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? My siblings ain't gonna like that, but it is what it is.
Listen.
You know what I'm trying to say? It is what
They
it
gotta
is.
eat it.
You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And so for me, it was like, man, it was like a major blow. And so I kind of felt like I lost a piece of myself. And in that process, you know, I recommitted to God. And even God was telling me that was too much of attachment to my mother.
Too much of an
An
attachment.
attachment. Like, yo, bro, like, I mean, me and God call me bro. So God like, yo, bro, like, I get it, but nah, like, that's too much of attachment. And so now I had to say to myself, all right, am I submitting to my mother, my wife, my kids, or do I submit to God first and then everything else is afterwards?
Because God being forever, God being infinite,
Correct.
God will never let you down.
Correct. And so now with that understanding, to me, I say everything is working in perfectly. Like God knows best. So now when things happen in my life, I say, who am I to question? So that's why I'm still working through it. Cause is it me being cold? Is it me being like okay with loss? Or is it me being okay with God's plan? Because the truth of the matter is that God ain't never let me down. And so emotionally, I want to be like, yo, that's my bro. He wasn't supposed to do me like that. Or I could say, thank you, God, for exposing that to me. Because now it's going to teach me how to move this way. And so on those rides, I'm conflicted. This is current. Like I'm still trying to figure it out.
How are you You've said a few times that I'm working through those. Like, how are you working through those?
I'm talking to God. I'm quiet. I meditate and I just ask. You know, I just ask those questions, and I listen for the answers. You know, because
Where do you listen at? Do the answers come through like that inner voice, or do you observe and see something that you might interpret as the answer?
all of the above.
Okay.
You know, I think that it was funny because and I was talking to my wife about this yesterday. 2 nights ago, I had a dream. And the dream inspired me to think about something. That inspiration to think about something led me to reach out to somebody, and that reach out to somebody was and it had nothing to do with the dream. It was just like a
Domino
The
effect.
domino
effect.
Yeah, the crumbs.
And I was like, oh, I was God, right? Because what it led me to,
Look at bro.
right? Look at bro, right? Because what it led
I'm
me
gonna get you that shirt.
right? You know what I'm saying? It's like what it led me to something I asked God. I was questioning something, and then it was a random dream. I'm telling you, it had nothing to do. It was a random dream, but that dream made me think about something. Then it led to some stuff. So I think that to your question, Mel, is like I listen to even now though, like even in this room, like everybody I'm looking at, like it's all part of, like I created this.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So like everything I'm watching, like this is my creation.
Hold on.
Bro.
What people don't understand is that I was at the gathering spot.
Yes, sir.
And I see my G sitting down. What up, baby? Start chopping it up. Yo, I got an idea for this podcast, but I'm working through the kinks. I'm not sure how I want to do it. And I pitched the 2 titles. You know, Brothers with Feelings and ISO Bloom. And bro was like, go with niggas with feelings. I gave him. I said, Chanel, he gave me permission. She go, don't do that.
I'm telling you.
I just want to stop and just analyze something really quick. Well, not analyze it, underline it. If you are watching this at home and you are, or wherever you're watching it, and you have a full life, something that is necessary to do is to find time to be quiet.
Yes,
indeed.
And so for many of us, driving in the car alone is a lot of times when we're by ourselves. And it might be your habit to listen to loud music while you're driving. There's something about being in motion and being quiet forces you to think. They say that you can do your best thinking while on a plane, just something about the atmospheric pressure and what it does to how your brain works. So I want to encourage you, if you are used to listening to your music very loud in the car when you're by yourself, try turning it off and try listening to what you hear in the silence, what you hear through your motion, because it can become very grounding, and it can also start to spark some ideas, especially if you live in a very loud house with multiple children or a loud partner. Sometimes you need to find your quiet, and if you can't be quiet at home, choose the time in the car to just listen to life.
Those are the downloads.
Yeah.
Give it up for the Chris Classic PSA. That was a good one. You know what I mean?
Hey, I want to jump in. I want to acknowledge you, Ash, and I've known this before you came. And I'm sure you guys will get it. You are an absolute energetic genius. Period. Right?
You're a fucking jewel.
And I need to say this, not just for who you are, but also for the people I know would benefit. Your presence give us, other human beings, permission to give ourselves permission to live out fucking loud.
Absolutely.
Period.
Appreciate that.
That's who you are. Right? And to be able to envelop your energy, right? I hear your words, but I'm watching you like that. To me is the gift that keeps on giving. Is that you've mastered a way to live kinesthetically like nobody's business.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
And that part is enveloping, and I know that you grant others permission, right? I'm going to close, and I'm going to give them a sneak peek of how I'm closed, but you make this really easy because it's a masterclass that you are a highly skilled energy manager. And it is not a question that your life is going so well for one reason, in addition to being loved by your mother and your relationship with God and your family, that you've mastered energy, like in everything you do. And when one can master energy, they can get out of survival mode and create this lifestyle, because to manage your energy is to manage your life.
Yeah. Wow. That was deep. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Ash, I want to ask you a question. So much of what we do is tied, or who we believe we are is tied to our identity, right? And so we see you on a number of different shows. I mean, you're hosting large events. When was the last time that you felt that you've been seen just as Ash, without all the things that you do, just a black man in the skin that you're in?
Yeah. I mean, one of the, and this is probably one of the reasons also we talked earlier about, again, it's this battle that I have is when I don't want to be the best or the biggest, because I still want to be regular, right? And so I live a great life, bro, because I could go. I play basketball at LA Fitness, right? Yo, I had somebody tell me, one of my friends was like, "Yo, Ash, you too rich. Like, go to Lifetime. Yo, you too rich." I swear to God, but he called me and said, "Yo, bro, why are you in LA Fitness, bro? Yo, you too rich to be in LA." I said, "Bro, like, I'm good, right? Like, I play basketball at LA Fitness. I walk.
Maybe not after this episode airs, because
but even you know, I'm
look
from
at my
Harlem. My hands
portfolio.
work though, so don't.
My hands work.
I'm trying to say, just
I didn't mean like you was gonna get.
Okay.
I
No, just in
meant like
case.
they'll be outside with their portfolio.
You
Like,
said
would
my
you mind
hands
looking at
work.
this?
no, just in case. I said, because
That is the Harlem in him.
No, I'm always sitting, so they think I'm a short guy. I'm 6'3", y'all. You know what I'm saying? 2+. Close to 3, baby. Like, left hand and lean him. No,
You look 6'5". You look 6'5". Right?
I don't know. But no, but I you know, I have it's a when I say I create my life, bro, like I get to choose. I get to choose who I want to be.
Absolutely.
At any moment I want to be it.
Yeah.
And so if I want an exclusive experience, like I've spoke in front of 20,000 people. Like when I go out and I'm doing big conferences, like even though my hand work, I have security with me. Like I have a security guard. I have a driver. If I'm flying and I'm doing first class. Like there's moments where I'm like, nah, this is you Ash Cash, bro. Like you're not gonna do right. But there's also moments that I drive my daughter to school. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to the gym and work out. I go, to the supermarket. Like let's go on a Target run. I walk on Stone Mountain with my wife. Like so. And to your point though, and I appreciate what you said because it's it's affirming. How people treat me is that even without the name though, I get the same. It's the same.
It's
right.
It's not the accomplishment. It's the magic of who he's always been.
Yeah.
He just shared this energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now they get to see it.
Yeah.
But he had the same energy, I'm sure, in junior high school,
1,000%.
in high school.
1,000%.
You can't duplicate that. So when you always been him, now that everybody else recognizes it, it doesn't really change. Like what. You could try to change, but that's just the top layer.
Fam, you was who you was when you got here.
There we go.
You was who you was. So for me, it's like, and that's what I enjoy about
We got Common and Kanye from Chicago, in case y'all wanted to quote.
All right,
That's right.
All right.
In case
Well,
y'all wanted to quote some Chicago. I will do that. My bad.
hold on. I wouldn't claim that right now if I was you, first off.
I'm claiming it.
All right.
I love Ye
That's
too.
it.
I got a
Yeah.
book called Making Sense of Kanye.
Yeah.
But it didn't age well.
It didn't. Sure. That's what it is. All right, so
I
Bloom,
said Kanye, not Ye.
we're gonna noted. We're gonna go on to the next segment called Brother with Feelings.
Yes.
If you look to your right, you got a deck of cards.
Yep.
And we get to vote on what brother was the brother with feelings today.
That was easy.
And
That's easy. I think it's easy.
I'm gonna go with you all day. Like your energy.
With
is-
me?
Yeah, bro.
It doesn't
I was-
necessarily see, and this is the first time we had one of this.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the sad feeling or the
It's emotional.
emotionally charged.
Okay.
It's like you're a ball of fucking emotion
All right,
and
all right.
energy.
I'm
so
gonna go with Dr. J though.
Can't choose me, Ash.
No, I'm just saying because in the midst of all the
Yeah, yeah.
energy, he's the big bro. He's like, I just want to acknowledge you. So I was like, yo,
I'll take it. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him, Ash.
Yeah,
I'll
but-
take
I
it.
was gonna go.
well,
with
big
Dr.
bro
appreciate
doesn't get because he's a shot clock. He's above the game.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's a most quote. You know,
You need to rethink that, though.
Yeah.
Ash may be on to something.
He may be on it. So, well, I'm going into my black folder of genius and statistics.
Yes, sir.
And now that you have been acknowledged as the brother with feelings, you get to become a part of an illustrious fraternity of
go.
brothers. It's a secret society. All we ask is tears.
Not niggas with feelings.
No.
No, you see,
Niggas, N-E-G-E-S.
we played around with so many different ways to try to freak the title.
No, I like
And was
brothers with
nah.
feelings. I like,
And then
I'm
you
glad
see,
you listen to your intuition.
there you go. We see, we got BWF.
Let's go. I like
And his
that.
wife. Let's be
And
clear.
I'm about to say,
Okay.
my wife is my intuition. Okay. My conscience. All of
Speak
it.
on it. Speak on it.
Word up.
That's real good, right, Monty?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got to go home.
Good week, right? You can leave now, actually, if you want to. Right? Good.
So we're going to wrap up with how we wrap up every show with some notes from Big Bro. What you trying to acknowledge? More if you know, you know.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So, but before that, I really have to thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I understand that your time is valuable, and I understand that our relationship is valuable.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And you poured into me so much that day that gave me the confirmation I didn't know I needed. That was God working through you to get to me.
Yes, sir.
So that way we could bring this platform that's going to impact so many lives to fruition. So Man and man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
And we need another minute from Ash, please.
Up to 2 minutes.
Up to 2 minutes.
Yeah, as a brother with feelings.
As the brother with feelings,
Yeah.
you need to just express one up to 2 minute segment about personal development.
Yes.
And that could either be, sharing more from your personal perspective or how other people who are seeking to enhance their personal development, how you're available to help them.
Thank you for keeping me honest.
So I would say this, right? I would tell everybody, and we've heard this before, but I would say when they say life is a journey, not a destination, believe that, right? I would say that for me, growing up low income, growing up in the projects, single parent home, all of this stuff that you could say, I had a vision in my life that said, this is what my life is going to be like. And when I got there, it was like Chinese food, empty calories, right? Right? You eat and you think you're full, but you're like, yo, I need more food. And so anybody listening, I need you to understand that there is no destination, right? Even if you think about your wildest dream right now, when you reach that wildest dream, you're going to want something else.
Absolutely.
Right? And so if you know that ahead of time, yes, you could kill yourself, stress yourself out, trying to reach to this destination that you think is going to fulfill you and make you happy when you get there. Just be happy now. Right? Tomorrow is a lie. They lied to you. Tomorrow is a lie. It does not exist. It will never exist. Because even when tomorrow gets here, it's still today. So you can't even live tomorrow. You're chasing after something that doesn't even exist. It is a phantom thing that will never, ever be in your consciousness, right? Because when today is Sunday, when it's Monday, guess what? You can only experience it today. And so stop chasing after this far out thing and just be your best today. Be your absolute best today, because that's the only thing that matters, you know. And so that's my message to everybody. You can always connect with me. My website IamAshCash.com. Follow me on all social media platforms. I am Ashcash.
And if you didn't notice, all you got to do is listen to one of his talks, and it'll charge your car. It'll charge your phone. It's like he's a fucking battery, guy. Dr. Kurt.
What you trying to acknowledge?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think, brother.
That's a whole line too, though.
Yeah. That's where it came from.
I'm pointing out to Dr. J because I'm like, I fit right in. You know what I'm saying? I have my whole version.
You threw me off, Ash. No, I'm just kidding. No, in addition to what I said, I appreciate you coming and you shared a masterclass, which makes me tying this bow up really, really easy. One of the things that I want to leave all of us with is this idea of confidence. I mentioned earlier how you give other people permission to give themselves permission to really, really live out loud. But confidence is really being trustworthy to oneself, confiding in oneself. That's keeping promises to oneself. You can develop a lot of habits around that when you have that self-trustworthiness. And I think you display that very, very well. The high energy, right? You manage your energy, you manage your life. The challenge with that is you do bypass and hijack some stuff that will require you to slow down, right? Like a loss, right? And so one of the things that's helpful to share, particularly with black people, are the 3 stages, right? There's bereavement when we lose a physical, right? There's mourning, and then there's grief. Right? And depending on your high energy, you could actually bypass through that and have it punch you in the back of the head because you have raised your energy so high that someone, and I know they do, and around you got to be like, oh, you chilling today, right? You chilling today. So that's the great risk for living at high levels is that you sometimes hijack your own nervous system and bypass some things you probably kind of slow down with. I want to leave with this. And I think you embody it, right? Energy management is the key to life, period. You can express it through books, talks, coaching programs. You manage your energy, you manage your life.
Wow.
And with that being said, thank you, my brother.
My brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
One and only.
Clap it up for the brother one good time.
We loved it.
Absolutely.
Check this out. This is I So Bloom. I ask that you bloom wherever you are planted. Peace.
Yes, sir. That's good, bro.
Yeah.